Australia Today show presenters Carl Stefanovic and Alison Langdon discussed the latest revelations from Meghan Markle's legal battle with Associated Newspapers after a court was told she allowed a former aide to speak with royal biographers. But after reflecting on the story, Mr. Stefanovic turned to Ms. Langdon and said the whole story made him feel dirty as she awkwardly laughed at the weird comment. Meghan apologized to the Court of Appeals after her former aide, Jason Knauf, revealed messages which allowed him to brief the authors of her biography, Finding Freedom. The Sussexes have always claimed they have had nothing to do with the book. Mr. Knauf also claimed Meghan asked him if she should refer to her father, Thomas Markle, as Daddy in a letter over fears it would be leaked to the media. He also claimed this was done to pull at the heartstrings if made public. Mr. Knauf's evidence was revealed on Wednesday during the second day of the three-day-long appeal. He said Meghan deliberately ended each page partway through a sentence so that no page could be falsely presented as the end of the letter. Meghan sued Associated Newspapers for publishing the letter, who are appealing against the decision. Speaking on Today, Mr. Stefanovic remarked both Harry and Meghan had laid it out with their lives and pondered Meghan would have known about the messages but went to court anyway. After commenting on the language used in the letter, Mr. Stefanovic remarked the whole thing made him want to have a shower. Ms. Langdon looked at him weirdly before trying to move on, with her co-host stating he felt dirty about the whole story. She said it was the weirdest thing he said on the show. Earlier in the segment, Mr. Myers was invited to discuss the story and said people had their jaws on the floor when the revelations against Meghan were made. Mr. Myers said it could be likely to see Markle versus Markle in the court if it goes to a full trial. Mr. Stefanovic then made another bizarre joke where he said it was like going into a laundromat because of the amount of dirty laundry being aired. Mr. Myers said the Sussexes were now in a sticky wicket and urged them to get their house in order before attacking the media for reporting on them. Jeremy Kyle reflected on the recent Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stories on his talk radio show and spoke with royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams about their latest legal battle with Associated Newspapers. But the conversation quickly moved on to the Sussexes' popularity, with Mr. Fitzwilliam arguing the couple saw their popularity sink after claims made in the Oprah Winfrey interview began to unravel. But Mr. Kyle was dismissive of the claim and instead argued it was not what was said but it was the disrespect towards the Queen which made public opinion turn. Speaking on talk radio, Mr. Kyle discussed the Duke and Duchess of Sussex amid their legal battle with Associated Newspapers. Mr. Fitzwilliams told the station Meghan had broken the cardinal rule in the royal family, which was not to take court action. He explained the decision to sue the Mail on Sunday put her in a dangerous position and said details of her life which she may want to keep private could be revealed in court. As the royal expert discussed Meghan and Harry's interview with Oprah Winfrey, Mr. Kyle interjected and gave his assessment on why the royal couple lost the British public's respect. He said, "I think a lot of British people, a lot of people in this country. I don't think it was the interview. I don't even think it was what was said, the legality, truth or whatever behind that. That's not the case. I think the British people have a huge unequivocal love and support for the Queen. And I think when you consider what the Queen had been through in terms of losing her husband, who at that point was very ill, and the stoic way she does a job. That for me is where I imagine they lost a lot of respect because of the lack of respect they show to the monarch of this country, who has been doing her job for 70 years without ever complaining about it. That's where I think it really lies." Mr. Fitzwilliam agreed and said polls suggest that in the UK, but argued Meghan was not interested in the support of the British public. He also was confused as he did not understand why Meghan would want to have these public rifts played out in the way they were if she wanted to be a philanthropist activist. Mr. Fitzwilliam also believed Meghan may be looking towards a political future, with Mr. Kyle remarking it happened with Donald Trump, so anything was on the table.